This week we move from Portland to the River Dart, where we anchor near Dittisham and try out some English wine at Sandridge, Barton, Vineyard and Winery. We also try some food and have a lovely walk in the sunshine before heading back.
Been in Portland Marina for a couple of days now. We haven't actually filmed very much because we've been busy with chores, so catching up on washing our clothes, changing towels and sheets, all of the fun things, clearing up the boat, and in addition then we've been passage planning. So we're currently on our way to Dartmouth from Portland. It'll be probably about a 10-hour plus journey. We have left early in the morning so we can catch Portland Bill, 1 hour, so we can catch Portland Bill at Slackwater, which is 1 hour before. Was it 1 hour before or after?
We got up at 4:45 this morning in order to catch the tide around Portland Bill. Portland is a peninsula about halfway up the English Channel. It's notorious for overfalls, so the tidal effect in Lyme Bay and Allen Bay, I think this one's called, basically they both come south and all of the force of the tide hits each other and picks up and causes big seas. So you can either go 5 miles out, which we didn't want to go because it's an hour of sailing to get down there, and you can tell we're motoring. You can hear the motor noise. That's because there's only about 6 knots of wind right now and we're trying to make some progress across the bay. Or you can go inside of the overfalls, and that will be within 4 to 5 cables of the land. The general advice has always been, if you're close enough to throw a ship's biscuit at the land and hit it, then you're about the right distance off, which can feel quite scary because in reality that is incredibly close to the land, much closer than we would normally sail, but it's very deep there. There's nothing to worry about. It's just when you look up and there's the land, it's quite scary. Same as going under a bridge in a sailboat, for those of you who've ever done that. So we worked out the passage plan. We need to get there to the tip of Portland for Dover high water -1. Dover is our main port in the UK. Everything's measured from that, and that puts it at about 7 o'clock. So there was an hour and a half to get there from Portland Marina, where we've just left, so we had to get up very early. We were pretty slow getting going this morning due to a poor night's sleep. There was a lot of slapping on the hull from the waves in the marina. Just a bit of chop that gets blown up because of the easterly winds. Prevailing winds here are southwesterly, so it's not the marina's fault. They get 2 weeks of easterlies a year, so it's less protected from that direction, which is fine. But it's a beautiful morning, as you'll see from the background and from the general glow of the place. The wind is very light. There's a lot of waves here because there's a huge bay back out there to the Isle of Wight and the Solent, and so there's a lot of fetch for this chop, and we're going in the wrong direction to it really. We're going sort of side on to it, so it's a bit sideways rolly, but otherwise comfortable, and we should be at the tip of the thing in about 20 minutes time. As you can see, we've now got the sails up. We've rounded Portland Bill. It was very calm all the way around there. The swell that we were experiencing sort of died off a bit as we came around, and as we adjusted our course to be more in line with it. So it's not sideways anymore, it's sort of coming from the aft of the beam, which is more pleasant. Lovely sunny day, very calm conditions out here. Very light wind, but we are managing to sail with full sail up, considering putting the cruising chute up, but it's a lot of faff with ropes, so right now we're hoping we can just stay with this. The wind is dying throughout the day, so as during the 10-hour sail we may well change our minds and start wanting something to do, and that something to do would be mucking about with ropes and putting the kite up, just for a bit of fun. Well, we've got the conditions for it. We don't often have them here. It's quite often too windy, too rough, too whatever. Today is pretty good. So we'll see how the day progresses, but right now we're making a pretty good time. We're doing 6 to 7 knots under sail, which is as good as we could hope for. Which currently the waypoint just off of Dartmouth is 7 hours and something. The tide will turn against us in about 5 hours maybe, so I'm expecting that to turn into 9 or so hours as the tide turns and we start fighting it a bit. But you never know what you're going to get, and it's a long sail anyway. We knew we were out for the whole day, so here we are just enjoying the sunshine. It is freezing though. As we've moved from the southeast of England, which is generally quite warm, it was 20 degrees when we left Portsmouth, and today the maximum temperature here is going to be about 11. Last night it got down to about 3 degrees Celsius, this is, which is pretty cold. We had the heater on, we've got the heater on now and the hatch closed, so we've got somewhere to warm up if we need to, but other than that it's a very, very pleasant day. We're just getting ready to go to Sandridge Barton Wines for some wine tasting of English wines. England isn't really known for its wines, but thanks to climate change, it's become a degree warmer on average through the year. So Britain is becoming better for wine, and so we're told France is becoming worse for wine. The Champagne region apparently in the next 20 years is going to be too warm to make the Champagne grapes, and so a lot of those producers are starting to move to Britain, and some of the sparkling wines specifically have won awards in the international field for quality and taste and stuff. So we're going to go and find out. We're going to do some tasting of a couple of different wines and have some snacks. The place that we're going on shore is inaccessible at low water, so we've had to wait until mid-afternoon to get the dinghy across. There are two pontoons, one deep water and one shallow water. So you can get to the shallow water one at high water or anything but low water plus or minus 2 hours. The deep water one isn't accessible at high water plus or minus 2 hours because there's a gap between that and the beach. So it's a bit exciting trying to work out how you're going to get there. But generally it works out because high tide is either in the middle of the day or middle of the evening. So you just choose which one is going to give you enough time, and then go ashore. Bit of a walk, probably 20 minutes walk to get to the vineyard from the dock. Up some steep hills. It's the West Country in Britain. It's pretty hilly. And yeah, then we're going to have a lovely afternoon of wine drinking. We're now walking to the vineyard, parked the dinghy at the inner dock, which is the high water dock, so straight off into a car park with a lovely cafe in it. Sorry, I'm out of breath. We're walking up quite a steep hill. So, gonna quiz Jude now. We've been to a few UK vineyards. So, Jude, tell us about English wine. What grapes that we know, what vineyards we've been to, because I cannot remember.
Well, we've been to this vineyard that we're on our way to. We've also... where have we been? Well, Baccarat is a very common grape.
Bacchus
grape, which is very tasty. That's the only one grape I know. So I failed. Do I get 2 points?
You do not.
So what's the other one called that we went to on my birthday?
It's the name of the wine.
Oh, something, they email me every week, I swear. The Furley Estate wine.
There we go. So it was worthwhile, that lady talking to us and telling us all about English wine and all about the grapes and stuff. But seriously, the Bacchus, it's a white wine, and it's a grape that does very well in this climate, so a lot of the British wines are actually Bacchus. I forget which French grape it's equivalent to. Is it Pouilly-Fumé?
No, it isn't, but I can't remember.
There is a very famous French grape that's a very similar sort of a taste profile. We can't remember. Jude's mum would. She's incredibly good with wine. She can pick it out.
Comment below, mum.
Comment below. Tell us what grape we were thinking of. But our palates aren't really refined enough to tell the difference. To us, it's nice, cold English white wine on a hot day in the sun, and that's what we enjoy. And we're going to do our best to have some cheese with it. Hopefully the kitchen's open at this time of year. and should be nice. It's gone a little bit cloudy at high level, but still generally sunny and warm, so good day for it.
Oh, hello.
You're going to show us how to taste wine?
Welcome to the wine tasting with Jude. So, as part of the wine I don't like this. As part of the wine tasting, it comes with some information on how to taste your wine. So I've got my glass here, ready to go, and it says first notice the appearance of the wine. So what the colour is. So this is a very light beige, sort of yellowy tinge to it. And it says, is there any variation? And to me it looks like there's a slight variation on the edges, but that might be because it's slightly shallower. Next you have to swirl it round and sniff for the aroma. So with this one it's very fruity, it's got some lemony, citrusy notes to it. And then a bit of elderflower, there's some elderflower in this one. So then finally you have to take a sip and suck in some air.
Suck in some air?
Yeah, it says to take a sip and suck in some air. Make sure the wine covers your palate. I've already drank that piece because I had to talk again. And what can you taste? So on my tongue I've just got a very sharp, citrusy taste. Part of the wine notes also says that it has peach melba, lemon sherbet and elderflower with a mouth-watering acidity. And I do get the mouth-watering acidity, it's very acidic. And a gentle spritz on the end, which is fairly accurate. There's wine tasting with Jude. How's your wine, Dave?
It's tasty.
How does it taste?
Like wine.
Wine?
Mm-hmm.
Any further description?
Red wine. It's my method of tasting wine, as I pick up the glass and I swirl it a bit, and then I just drink it. Tasty. Well, we enjoyed our 4 taster wines. Drank them far too quickly, so we ended up buying another bottle. The other bottle ended up being £49. Should have asked about that one before we started.
It's tasty. It was a very tasty £49 bottle of wine though, so...
We might have now had too much wine to make responsible decisions. But very nice day out. It was sunny, we had a bit of cheese, we had a bit of charcuterie, and shared a bottle of wine plus 4 little glasses of wine in the tasting session. We've decided Bacchus was our favourite among the others. Jude liked a new wine which was very fruity. To me it sort of smelled and tasted like squash. It was sort of peach melba and lemon sherbets and stuff. To me that's not what wine is about. Wine should taste like a grown-up drink, so none of your fruit please. But I might have had too much wine to be really making those decisions.